In between your ears is sitting the most complex thing in the whole universe, and that is your brain. Your brain, if replicated by a computer, would be the size of New York City. It would run on the energy that a nuclear power plant requires, and it would take a river to cool it down. But your brain only runs on 20 watt of energy. This shit is powerful. This shit is very, very powerful. No wonder it's the most complex thing in the universe. If it is not used correctly, it can be very destructive to you. Alright, so let's start with the story. A while ago, I was chilling, watching some Andrew Huberman, and I checked the time and it was 6:30 p.m. This is usually the time at which I go running. I run like 3 kilometers and then I go to the gym. I looked at the time and I thought to myself, running doesn't support my gains. Running is killing my gains. I am bulking. Running will just burn my calories, which would ruin my bulk. So maybe I should not go running today. I'm not feeling like it. And then I suddenly got a thought from like the back of my mind that said, dude, you're fucking coping. Sorry, I've got cold. But I got this thought and I said to myself, like, was I just coping? Like, was I coping? What was I even thinking, dude? So I like turned off my laptop. I got my headphones. I put on some some music in which David Goggins was saying like who is going to carry the logs and all that shit. And I just went to running. And this incident might be this incident, most people, if this thing happened to them, they wouldn't be thinking a lot. They would be like, oh yeah, it happened to me, and they would just never think about it. They would just forget about it. But this incident has a deeper meaning. If it was the old me was a dumb lazy fuck. If it was the old me, I would have just coped and said to myself, running is killing my gains, so yeah, I'm not going to running today. And I would have just been continued watching that podcast. This tells us a lot about the human brain. The old me used to listen to the human brain. The old me trusted his brain. He used to think that the brain wants the best for me, right? It's my brain. I wouldn't I want the best for myself? That's why the old me was never successful in doing hard things. Running is fucking hard, alright? I get running is really hard for me, but I still consistently do it. The old me never used to go to running because I always used to cope. I want you to drill a thought in your mind, and that is, you're not friends with your brain. Your brain doesn't want the best of you. Your brain wants the worst of you. Sorry. That's a trick played by brain. Yeah, your brain doesn't wants. Your brain is like your fucking enemy. You think to yourself like, yeah, that guy is my enemy. Yeah. No, that guy is not your enemy. Your brain is your enemy, dude. Your brain will prevent you from doing all the things you like. Your brain will, if you want to do something daring, your brain will just generate a thought, an excuse of self-doubt that you shouldn't do that, because all your brain wants is, your brain doesn't care about you. All your brain wants is, your brain wants fucking constant dopamine. Your brain is a retard. Your brain is your enemy. If you drill this thought in your mind, that your brain is your enemy, your brain is not your friend, then you will become successful. A wise man once said that a wise man once said that a successful person never trusts his brain. He always trusts the brain of another successful, of a man more successful than him. I don't know. I just heard this quote on YouTube Shorts, so I don't know if it was by a wise man, but yeah, it is pretty right. Right? So, like, it is pretty deep, right? Your brain wants constant dopamine, your brain wants constant flow of delta Fosby in the neural pathways. Every time you fap, it's not because you are physically unfit, it's because you are mentally unfit. You still think that your brain is your friend. You still think that your brain likes you, but all the brain like is that flow of delta Fosby in the neural pathways when you fap. Your brain is not your friend, and if you drill this thought in your mind, I swear to God, you will become successful. If you don't, I owe you $1 million. For real, I owe you $1 million if you break this, if you stop trusting your brain and you don't become successful. The moment you think, the moment you drill this thought in your mind, you will become unstoppable. There will be no forces stopping you. I forgot what I was saying, dude. This is a trick played by brain. Don't trust your brain. It will ruin your life. You know, these fucking heroin addicts don't want to stick that needle in their vein. They don't want that. It's for addicts, it's literally physically painful. But the brain wants that dopamine rush. The brain wants that dopamine rush from heroin. And therefore it will do anything, even if it harms the body. The brain will do anything to get that dopamine rush. Your brain doesn't care about you. Your brain doesn't give a shit of if you're healthy or not. All your brain cares about is that dopamine rush. And your brain is not your friend. I hope that message is clear, because I am articulating it pretty good. Like, I'm articulating, I don't know what the fuck, but yeah. If you found value in this video, consider subscribing. If this message sticks out to you, like this video, and I will see you in the next video, bro. Until then, drink coconut water.